And just to restate what we're doing here, we're trying to get some slow motion of a shot that has some possibility of not being random. So far we failed. Now, we're going to continue. We're really just, the goal for this show, and that's what I stated to Tuck before we started recording, is I want to just get to one shot and say, this shot might not be random. Not definitely, just might not be random. And that's really the goal we're trying to get to. Might not be 100% random, let's just say, because some people are, they're all random. Yes, they are all random. How much randomness is kind of the subject of debate, but we want to get one that looks like this might not be 100% random and talk about how it might not be 100% random. So we're looking at how much does the die rotate in total before it resolves, and other related topics once we can get, so we're just trying to nail down that subject. So that's what we're doing here. So we're just going to do some more throws. Dale's going to do some more slow-mo recording, and if we're lucky, maybe we'll catch something that we can talk more about. So far, the hard ways that we've looked at, I got it, don't worry about it. So far, all the hard ways that we've looked at haven't looked like anything super special or anything, so. Oh, let's just readjusting the camera here. Okay. We about ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Got greasy fingers from eating potato chips on the break.
Can help.
All right. 963. And if you want to bring in the computer graphics, make sure I'm. Yeah, I don't think I am, but chroma key in my computer graphics. So do a cut.
Cut. Oh, we're gonna do the cut.
And bear with us, guys. We're doing. We're still kind of having a couple of technical difficulties here, but all right. Let's see if I can get this guy out of here. What was the? It was 63, right? Okay.
Gotta pay more attention.
63. All right. Now I got this stick, and we're back. We're back. Greasy finger controlled shooting here, Las Vegas, Nevada. All right, let's see if I can get something here. I like that one. 32. Still, that 2 bounced too much, huh?
No.
So yeah, the goal here is to try and tackle the question like, well, everything looks totally random. I don't see how that could be a controlled shot. And so far, no progress, but hopefully 42, that hit the puck. Nothing special about that one. We're just trying to get one roll that looks like it might not be random.
Okay.
What's going on?
We were having a little, it's going blank again. It's okay.
Yes, I like that one. It was not a hard way, but I did like that one. Not really worthy of review. All right. And we are recording rolls for my, so we're doing that too. So kind of a double duty. But hopefully we can get, something good on slow-mo here. 51. And we'll have a lot of good slow motion to look at later. So a lot of this is going to be for offline. We'll look at, we'll be publishing the ones that are more interesting, hopefully, if there are any. And get anything worth looking at. Those landed at the same time, but 5-2. I did like how they landed at the same time, but they bounced quite differently. And I'm going to look at my 7 ratio because it's something else I'm trying to keep track of.
Okay, we're getting that question.
13.89% sevens.
We're getting, let's see. Okay, it says, the Wolf says, don't know if you spoke on the subject of that set, but when you start, I'll comment on the forum. And then Zcor said, I think I missed a bunch of rolls. Are you going to upload the details of this session for your blog, to your blog?
Yes, I will be recording all of these rolls. They will be, I mean, I can show you here on screen too what the roll data looks like. This is not a ton of rolls because I'm going real slow trying to get just one throw, okay? But they will be added to the recorded rolls because it is a live performance and I'm not cherry picking. I'm rolling as good as I possibly can and there's no reason not to record these rolls, and that's what I'm doing. There's some debate if I would do that, but I've decided to do that, so I'm sticking with it. Now that was a shorty and it did not go in my favor. If you can get a hard way on that type of throw where it just does not bounce much at all instead of what I got, which was not very good, that is a very high potential for an advantage shot. But in the randomness, how likely is it to go for you versus against you is kind of the question. I'll tell you though that the casino does not like those. 6-5. Unfortunately, we were working the come out, but I think that was a winner 7 because our point was 6 and we made a 51 right before that. But since we're working the come out, we're showing the betting strategies working the come out. Anyways, back to let's try and get a decent looking hard way here. That's the goal. I like that. Come on. No. 6-1, no fun. Fail. 2 6-1s, one on a shorty, one where one dice went rogue and started bouncing all over the place. Both of those rolls were not good looking at all. That's a hard 6, but that was a totally random hard 6. Nothing special about that hard 6. So we're trying to get a hard way that looks like something that might not be random. That was not it. $12. Not a hard way. Don't care.
Big switch.
Good. Oh, bad bounce. Ew. I like the way I released it. The dice bounced totally differently from one another. Now, you know what? I do want to review that on slow-mo because I want to see what happened on that bounce. Let's take a look.
I think it might have gone out of frame on one of the dice, I'm not sure.
All right. I should be ready. Casio. Oh, I hooked it up to the wrong thing. Sorry, my bad.
You're off again?
It's my bad. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Now we should be going. Okay. So this is one that I thought, when I delivered it, I thought that's a good one. But let's see what it looked like. So it looks like, it's hard to get detail. That's the 6 face, the 6, no?
So 3's coming up, and then...
No, 6 should be on the left. So that's the 5 on the left die. And it looks like the 3, that's 3 and then 2, yeah. Okay, so that's the 2 on the right die when it initially hit down. Yeah. Now you can see why the detail is important.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to... I don't want to block the
so I was thinking that's a good set down, but it looks like we got the 2 on the right and the 5 on the left. And of course it resolves to a 5-2. But more importantly, if you look at this left die bounces straight up in the air, just straight up in the air. And it's rotating along the axis. Boom. But they bounce totally differently from one another. So even though when I released that, I thought, you know, that was a good shot. The bounce was completely different from the left die to the right die. Nothing good came out of that at all.
Okay, we have some comments, I think. Let's see. Okay. All right. The Wolf says for the control you have, it eliminates the 5-2, and if you ever pitch, it will go into a hard 8 or 6. And then Super Rick says 7's coming close.
Yeah. Well, we got that 5-2, 7 out, and I'm going to look at my 7 ratio because I got a couple of 7s. My 7 ratio is at 19%, but that's really, I've not recorded a whole lot of throws, so let's keep going as these throws are being recorded, so I really don't like those 7s.
Just in a second, let me get this thing. Okay, here we go. Oops. Okay, ready.
That's better, Tuck.
Okay.
Alright, that's a 53. Nothing special. So, in terms of the goal of this session, so far, nothing even close to the goal. Just even in terms of physical inspection of like, that was, you know, like one of the hard ways that I was delivering recently. Nothing yet. 43. In fact, this is turning to a pretty abysmal performance here. I'm going to have to do a lot of non-7s to work my way out of the hole. I had like 3 7s in the last 4 rolls. 541. Is everything going okay?
Yep. Wait a second, we're getting a comment here.
Get my comment!
Super Rick says, no, Wolf says, I was speaking of the 1/4, 1/4, 5/2 set. When he said, for the control you have, it eliminates the 5/2. If you ever pitch it, it will go in the hard 8 or hard 6. Then, Super Rick says, the only players that like 7s is the dark side players. Okay, let me go back. Okay, you ready?
$53. I need like 24 rolls with no red now to get back to a decent ratio of my recorded rolls, because I was I fell off a cliff there. I'm only at like 50 rolls. Jeez. Yeah, this is not good. You see that? That was sucky. The betting strategy is not getting hurt, but man, 7s are coming out in force. 7, 7, 7, 7.
Whoa.
51. Is that the cat? Don't let her in. We got a cat that gets jealous about not having enough attention when we're doing the show. $54. And you know, I think one of the things that's going on with me is I'm thinking about all different kinds of weird stuff besides my shot. I need to just stop talking and throw. Or admit that I suck and I'm a random shooter. Alright, for all of you guys out there, think I suck. Here's the evidence I suck. Oh, that was a terrible throw. Oh my God. Somebody needs to help me here. Need divine intervention. Man, look at that chart, man. It just fell off a cliff.
See if we have a comment. Let's see.
Maybe I should just change gears and just start trying to... Man, look at my number to 7 ratios are all terrible.
Okay, Super Rick says, try to put some more rotating on your dice and you will get better results. And the Wolf says, just roll soft and straight with the same form and you will see that it will do well. Oh, I wasn't recording.
It's okay, 62.
And then Super Rick says, thank God you're not in a casino.
I was rolling, you know, actually today at the casino I was rolling all kinds of 7s. And I just started betting in a way to protect myself from that until I stopped. So I think part of what I need to do is just stop thinking so damn much. Try and have some fun. Get this train back on the rails. 51. Let's get this train back on the tracks. 42. So a couple of cues that I'm looking for when I'm in the casino. One of the most useful cues that I use is the audio. I want to hear the dice hitting the felt at the same time. That's the first thing I want to hear. And subsequent bounces I also want to hear at the same time. So this game, in terms of feedback on your throw in the casino, is as much about the audio as anything else. If your dice don't hit at the same time, I don't know, but my opinion is, how can that possibly be a good throw? You know, you want them to hit at the same time, you want them to hit with the same orientation. It's the whole point of the hard way set. You're using the same faces. You want
it.
Okay, there we go.
eye down. I'm going to use a brand new dice here because when the dice hits the tile, it has a tendency to deform the corners, and that one's just spent. $5.32. And let's start making some money. Let's start pushing this up. $5. Not much bounce at all with that one.
Oops. What was it again?
There you go.
651. Those are my ratios. 20% 7s. So that's 2 extra 7s. Which means I gotta roll 12 times without a 7 just to be average. Pretty shitty. I may have to do 200 rolls just to get my ratios into the domain of the normal. Choking. It's a public choke. There's a hard 8. Let's look at that one. Alright. I could tell those dice bounce differently, but we still want to look at it just to see what we got. Alright. Alright, first thing I want to see is when they touched, what was the orientation? Both had the 3s facing up. So the dice were in different positions, which is not good, but the orientation and the touchdown time I would say that is acceptable for what could possibly be a controlled shot. But now we're going to look at how did they bounce. All right. So we had the 3s facing up on the initial hit. Looks like the right die has significantly more rotation than the left die. The right die's already rotated 180 degrees. The left dies are 360 and the left die is only 180. Now the contact point on the rubbers above the diamonds is what I'm aiming for. That right die was good. And I still want to avoid that kind of, it's kind of in the danger zone right there, that right die when it's hitting that lip. And the left die hits the rubber diamonds and it almost is not even rotating. Now the right die is still rotating along the same 6-1 axis. All right, and yeah, that's some pretty wild rotation there. So that still looks like it's pretty difficult to see anything but a random shot there for me. So score 1 for those who say everything's random on that particular one. All right, cutaway.
Okay, we have a couple comments. Let's see here. Starts from here. Wolf, it's just some days people have more pitch. And it's just an adjustment. And then Super Rico says, good advice, shut up and shoot. And then he says, stop your backswing and see what happens. Okay, let me see if there's anything else above that. Oh, Wolf says, just try the set for 50 rolls. I guarantee you'll add 15 to 20 rolls to anything you average now.
All right, and I'm just now starting to look at the histogram. It looks like we've got more 6s than anything, and as many 6s as 7s. Normally I'm heavy on the 8, not 6s. Also, not very many ace deuce. So this is not a typical outcome for my throw. Like the last session, I was heavier on the hard 8s than anything. I don't know if the ace deuce was as heavy as it should have been, but I expect for this throw actually to be heavier on the hard 8 and the ace deuce than I am so far. That being said, I'm only 60-something rolls into this, so on average I should only be getting 2 of everything. But we'll just keep rolling here, 63. But basically, what I've seen so far, I would expect to be seeing a couple of hard 8s and some more ace deuces coming through here, if my theoretical bias means anything at all. I'm not seeing enough hard 8s or ace deuces. Here's the ace trace. But yeah, I'm going to try and just go into my normal mindset of throwing here and stop thinking too much. Oh! Those dice were closer together when they touched down than normal. Man, I need to really get out of this thing. I'm rolling too many 7s. 32. Alright, mentally I'm going to switch gears and just think, in my mind anyway, that I'm just trying to hit some box numbers, not even worrying about the hard ways. Trying to roll hard ways. There, let's look at that one. That one is one, let's just say that one's the best one so far. Maybe we got some potential. Probably what's going to happen before I even get in here. So what I'm thinking about it now, when I look at it, it's going to look totally random.
Oops.
All right.
Did you punch the button?
We made it out of phase.
Did you punch the button when you were putting the cord in?
Oh, maybe.
Or in the next file?
Yeah. Alrighty. I'll just go in and back out. Sorry about this. Here we go. Yeah, I did hit the button. Alright. So this was the hard 6 outcome. So we had a 3 facing up on the left die on the initial touchdown. The touchdown position and details were not as close together, but the left die is further down the felt than the right die. And that left die is rotating in a very unusual way. It hit above the diamond. That was good. That other die is hitting right in the middle of the diamond. So there's the first mistake right off the bat. I thought, wow, that's a good throw, but one of the dice hit in the middle of the diamonds. So now I'm looking at that left die, and it's just looking like a random roll, guys. So score one more for those who say everything's random, because I don't see anything in that in the slow-mo. So for those who are keeping score, this entire session is giving a lot of credibility to those who say everything is random. Sure looked good after it got done moving, though. And hopefully this is educational for some of you who don't have the slow motion equipment to look at exactly what it looks like in slow-mo after you look at it at regular speed and think, wow, what a great shot. What a great shot. And you look at it in slow-mo and it's like, wow, those things were just, whatever, got lucky. It's okay.
Okay. We got on slow motion if we really need it.
52. $54. $53. A lot of slow motion for stuff that is, it's like fishing. Just out there in the boat for hours. What's that? 4. You know what? I do want to look at that. I mean, I know that it was random, but I still want to look at that. So we're going to go over here to the slow motion.
Oops, keep getting this thing right.
All right. Okay, sorry. This is a hard 4. What do we land on? 2s were up. We had 2 up on the left face, 3 up on the right face. So one of the first things that's a curiosity is that what, would you mind, well, see if that says Rick. If it's Rick, answer it.
It says Rick.
Yeah, answer it.
Hello?
Just put them on speakerphone. There's a speaker button.
Okay, hold on 1 second. There it is.
All right, Rick, you're on speakerphone. Hello? Yeah.
Okay, that's the problem. Everybody just looks at what the top 2 numbers are on the dice. They're not looking at anything else.
Yeah, you mean whenever it hits the felt right here? Or what are you talking about on the set?
Well, no, when they finish up, they're just looking at the top 2 numbers.
Oh, right. Instead of the entire orientation of the result.
Right, so they're never on axis. Never. You know, and
Yeah, so I'm looking at this back and forth. I don't know if you're watching it while I'm watching it, but I'm looking at this hard 4 outcome. And you know, this left die anyway, it pops with the 2 up, pops straight up in the air, rotates 360 degrees and lands with the 2 up. So it rotates exactly 360 degrees. I'm looking at the left dice. Boom. Goes up, rotates, boom. It lands almost at the exact same orientation there is whenever it initially rotated. You see what I'm pointing out?
Right.
Okay, and then it rotates another 360 and another 360. So it does 360 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? So part of the potential theory, there was a guy who did a research paper who was talking about how the dice are more likely to land with the same face up in the resolution as what was up on the initial hit. And so this actually could be fitting within that particular theory, that you're seeing a series of 360-degree rotations. There's one, I'm looking at the left eye, there's the first 360, there's the second 360, the third, and then the third 360. So, and in between each time, it's getting to like a stable point where it's on the 5 face on the bottom and the 2 face on the top. So,
well, with your slow motion, you're getting to show these guys what are actually happening. And if they don't appreciate it, I don't know what's the matter with them, because you need to see something like this to realize what's actually going on.
yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know a whole lot what's going on either, because Tup is here to help me, but normally there's nobody to work with me on this stuff.
Well,
And it takes 2 people. It takes one person to throw it and one person to record it. And I've only got a total of maybe 50. Actually, we've got 70 slow motion recordings here that Dale's done for me, and that's probably more than double than the total I have altogether.
when I get over this
Sony.
cold or whatever, this bronchitis or whatever, one evening I'll come to your house and I'll work with you for about an hour or so. And the next show that you do, I think you can see a lot better results.
Yeah, but I will say so far that particular hard 4, I don't know if I recorded it yet. I think I recorded that one. But that particular hard 4 showed more promise on slow motion of having some control compared to any other resolution so far. And when you do exert control, you're not skewing the results all that much. So that's what Dale and I are trying to focus in on, is getting to slow motion is something that might not be 100% random, even if it's 90% random.
We got some interesting comments here. I don't know if you want to read them all out loud or not, but you're gonna have to scroll up to get the most recent ones. But
Is there a mercy rule? Random is shutting out controlled. But yeah, I mean, if you want to read off some of these,
okay.
including your control zones.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Tup is going to read off some of the.
Well, let's see if I can scroll.
I'm just going to keep rolling here, Tup, too, because I want to get some recorded throws.
Okay.
But you don't have to slow
All
motion.
right. So we have.
There's another hard 4 back to back.
Oh, darn.
Hard 4 back to back.
Okay.
As soon as he doesn't do a slow motion.
Okay, so Super says that's the problem. Who's on the phone right now? Everybody just looks at what the top 2 numbers are.
Right. Yeah, we just talked about that.
Alan Mendelssohn says, shouldn't only controlled shots be included in your stats? The Wolf says, the set I suggest combats all the randomness and pitches, and the 5-2 will be gone literally. Okay. The Wolf says 50 throws, just try. Z-Core says, that is a long reach to say that left eye is controlled. The right one is wildly uncontrolled. Okay, so let's go back to our set here. Let me reset the thing.
And I'll agree with the comment about the left eye being controlled and the right eye being wildly uncontrolled. But really, we're looking for any kind of bounce, and that was a short roll, and that is what the casinos do worry about. But we're looking for any kind of evidence of control at all. Now that last roll was a hard 4. I don't know if you were switched to the Sony camera. Did
I wasn't.
you miss
No.
it?
You missed it, yeah.
Okay, we'll switch to the Sony camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it back just so we have it on the show.
Okay. I think we're on the
so-
Sony camera right now.
Okay, so I'm going to, there's not going to be any audio for this section, guys, but it's just going to be for a little while. Recording now, but 41.
Well, I'm watching it.
Oh, you're watching it there?
Yeah.
Last thing I recorded was 41.
Oops.
What was that?
The 5-2 will be gone literally. Okay. The wolf says 50 throws, just try. Z-Core says that is a long reach to.
And we're going to go back to recording on here, but yeah, everybody's going to have to trust me. I roll a hard 4 there because it didn't get put on tape. But there is tape available for if that ever comes up, I guess. All right. Anyway, we'll just keep recording. 6:51. But yeah, in the casino, I've been rolling hard 4s and hard 10s back to back a lot, and so I was really hoping to get something on tape to indicate something besides randomness, explaining these outcomes that I've been getting. 52. That 5 was absolutely random there. But yeah, the quest for non-randomness in outcomes has not been a good quest this evening. Haven't seen much. 54. And the charts are indicating that the do strategy has got too many 7s. I think we're at minus $300. 53. I'm going to try and just do more rhythmic rolling, for lack of a better description. 51. There's a hard 8. Now that I want to look at. All right. And we're going to the slow-mo here. We lost Rick. Okay. And goodness. Hope everybody's having fun. This is fun for me. It's not a good performance, but at least I'm having a good time. That's what all right. Hopefully this is the one. This is a hard 8. Okay, so we want to see what it looked like when it initially touched down. And yeah, Dale, you could get, I mean, by the time the dice are thrown, as long as you don't contact the dice.
That's what I'm worried about.
You can't get close. You can't get close. I mean, you can pull it back always, but I mean, you can see I'm having a hard time telling what pip is what.
Right. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just giving.
It looks like they're flying.
It looks like 5 is up on the left one, and it looks like 3 was up on the right one. But the way that they bounced was similar to.
Yeah.
It was more similar to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
This one kind of hit above the lip, really. That one hit in a good. The right one hit in a good spot. And you know, I like how they're correlated in the position, but the orientations are not really correlated at all. I mean, you can see 52 showing there. Yeah, and there's quite a bit of rotations before we. Oh no, that was the 51. No wonder. That's the wrong. Okay, well, no wonder that didn't look so good. All right. So let me just play through that, and we'll get to the next one. I guess this was it.
I think that's it. Yeah, because it was overexposed and did some weird thing.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
You can't see it because it's underneath the menu. You can't see it hitting the wall. But that one hit the pyramids. So looks like that was a totally random hard 8 right there. All right, enough of that. Back to the Sony. Hit enter. Okay. So another one that looked like it might be good, and looked at it in slow-mo and it looked random. I'm seeing a pattern here. Looks good until you look at it in slow-mo and then it looks random. But did I record that hard 8? Yes, I did. And what do our stats look like? Is my hard 8 the heaviest yet? No. So looks like I still need one more hard 8, and my hard 8 will be the heaviest outcome. So I'm not holding up to my theoretical bias yet. 52. And ace deuce is still way under where it should be. So there's two problems. I'm not heavy on the hard 8 and I'm not heavy on the ace deuce, which is what I would be expecting. We've got a lot of 51 sixes right now is what I'm showing the most of. 31, which we haven't had a ton of those, but we're a little light on 31.
Get us a comment. Got another comment here. Let me see what it says. Wolf, you threw another 52. I bet if you went back and checked the data, 5-2 comes up more than the hard 10.
Well, the data's right there on the screen, Wolf. 5-2 is in the center of the screen. There's 6-1, 5-2, 4-3. So if you look at, I'm going to point at it on the display. I'm going to point, just keep it there, okay? If you look at this right here, okay, see that, those 3 red bars? The one in the middle is 52, okay? This is a histogram right here. And so this histogram shows aces here and boxcars here. The red on the far extreme, those are boxcars right there, okay? And the red in the middle, that's the 7. The blues on the outside edges are the 4s and 10s. I know it's hard to read, but each color is a different outcome, and those are all the 21 different hopping outcomes. Okay?
Right there.
Yeah. So I can kind of move my mouse around and maybe you can see it, but you know, go back to the black screen for a second, okay? All right, aces, ace deuce, hard 4, 4, 23, 41, hard 6, 42, 51, 61, 52, 43, 53, hard 8, 62, 9, 63, 9, 54, hard 10, 10, yo, and boxcars. So what I can see from here is I have no hard 10s, I have no aces, and I've got more 51s than anything. And then my most frequent non-hard way is a 63-9 tied with a 41-5. But 5-2 and the 7s are plenty strong, but there's not significantly more of any particular 7 than the other. There's one less 61 than the others, and that's it. Okay, but that's just a little explanation on the histogram chart and how it works and what it means. But I can instantly see exactly how many of each of the outcomes I have for this session with that histogram. All right, back to recording. Yo 11, 65. Now you can see the yo just went up. So it was a unit smaller and it just got bigger when I entered in 65. So you can actually watch these things forming in real time and see exactly what you're getting more of as you get it. And that's really the purpose of that histogram being there. That was a shorty, 43. I wish it would have come out better. Yeah. $10 easy. It's only the second easy 10 we've had in this recording session, and the second 10 from the session.
Okay, we got a gray switcher. We're getting comments. Oops.
6-1, no fun. Off the screen. But everybody knows I wouldn't lie about that.
We got, let's see. Hold on a second. We got a little bit of interplay going on here. If I can.
What?
Let's see. I think I can't.
Interplay, what do you mean?
Well, like somebody's talking, they're talking to each other. Or maybe you do another. No, mercy, mercy. This is fun though. Okay, and Wolf says that's why I'm saying if you simply switch the set, you would see an increase in the outside numbers.
Okay, but let me tell something about switching the set. Okay, and this goes for anybody who wants me to switch the set. I'm not switching the set. All right, because regardless of what I get, more than even getting good outcomes, I want to know what outcomes I'm getting with my throw. As soon as I switch the set, if it's a non-hard weight set, I can't even look at the outcomes and know if it's the result of my throw or if it's the result of switching my set. Now my software has the ability to take into consideration the set that was used for the throw, and I do normalize the throws as if they were thrown from the same set, but I'm not all about switching my sets here in my lab. It just doesn't make any sense at all, and anybody that ever suggests that I switch my set, I'm generally not doing that.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Alright, so I appreciate the idea to switch my set, but you got to understand that I'm not making or losing money with anything I'm getting here anyway. So it's not like I'm trying to get something specific and I want to switch my set to get what I'm trying to get. That's backwards from what I am doing. What I am doing is I'm rolling as consistently as possible, seeing what the outcomes are, and I switch my set if I do it in the casino, not here. I don't want to have a bunch of data where I'm constantly switching my set and having to tell my software what set I'm using constantly. I just want to tell my software what I'm getting, not what I'm getting in the set that I use. And the other thing is that I don't even know which die is the left die, which die is the right die. There's an ace deuce. That landed in the crease though.
We have a gray switcher. We've been having it for a while. So.
Gray switcher?
Yeah, I can't switch to the other.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let's just try and get some rolls. I need to get this chart looking better because I got too many sevens. So 42. So I mean that is another aspect that I chose to do on the show, and it may have been a bad idea because it's not going that well. But I did choose to record my rolls, and I have to stick with that. So I gotta have some better rolls here. There's a hard 8. I like that one. Okay, now. Are we? Okay, the hard 8 is currently tied for first place now. The ace deuce is coming up. So hopefully I can continue to roll more within my expected parameters. 954. But yeah, I want to try and get in some good rolls here, so I'm just going to try and roll good here. My charts are looking pretty shitty. Hard 6. That's happy. I always like getting hard ways. Even if they're random, I like getting them. 6-1. Four, 2. Let's make that chart go up. We're down $400 right now. We at least want to be making some money. 32. Even if we got shitty 7 ratios, we could at least make some freaking money with our working to come out. 10x odds. Now the 4 face, if you look at the histogram for the faces, the 4 faces, the heaviest, that is in line with my bias. There we go. That was a good hard 8. Alright. Now I'm feeling more like this is within expectations. So hard 8 is in the lead now. And I would expect that ace deuce to come up. Not that I want to get the ace deuce, that's just what happens. And again, I'm not trying to change the set to get particular outcomes here. I'm rolling my roll, and I'm expecting the same thing to happen that always happens. There's the first aces of the day. First aces of the day. We don't want aces, by the way. Aces has come away. Does nothing good. There's no bets that I make that wins on aces in general. 51. And I'm just going to be rolling, trying to get my rolls more within what I would expect them to be. I'm not thinking about what we were originally trying to do. I just want to improve this session from the abysmal depths of hell into something that doesn't suck. 51.
Comments we're getting.
We are way, way, way down. We need like a bunch of heartaches to make up for all this crap. I got it. I don't want you to touch it. That's just fine. Okay, heart 8. That's what we're looking for. As many heart 8s as we can get. 51 is tied with the heart 8 in terms of frequency. I want to get the heart 8 in the lead. 62. We do have more heart 8s than any other kind of 8 in terms of expected frequencies. So 62 and 53 would be just as welcome right now. Bring those 8s up because I do expect to get more 8s. 43. Graphs are still looking abysmal. I think the 7 ratios, well, you can kind of see. It's like so we're missing the 4s and 10s is what's wrong with the 7 ratios. 65. If we were just betting 6 and 8s, we'd be doing okay, but it's the 4 and 10 ratios are really out of whack. I'm going to look at some of these. I have these box number to ratios, so basically our 6 to 7 ratio looks fantastic. The 8 is almost average, but the 4s and 10s are like way, way, way below what they should be. So I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I can highlight these things. This number right here, this number right here, this 42, that's showing that, man, the 4s and 10s are absent from this session. So if we'd done all the same things but had way more 4s and 10s, it would be about average. But as it is, we're just missing the 4s and 10s. We're also missing the 5s and 9s a little bit. 5-2, we are not missing the 7s though. So it's like all 6, 8, and 7s here, and too many 7s. Yeah, the same thing. It's like our 4, 5, 9, and 10 are turning into 7s. There's a hard 10. Is that the first hard 10 we've had? I think it is. That is the very first hard 10 we've had. So the whole show is going to be, let's see how many hard 10s I can get, and that's the first one. At roll 110, I get a hard 10. We should have had like 3 hard 10s by now, just even random roller. 6-3. Yeah, this could be going a lot better, Tup. There's a hard 10, and I'm glad you got that on slow-mo, but we're not going to look at it now because I want to keep trying to roll hard 10s. So I mentioned this, but like how long until you roll a hard 10, but then they start coming. Hard 10! And we're going to keep trying to roll hard 10s here. How long does it take? You never know, but then they keep coming. Come on! 63. But yeah, hard 10. I was just killing the hard 10. I would love to get some evidence. Love to get some evidence. Come on now. Don't tease me. Oh. Shoot. I'm glad you did good, Dale. I mean, we've been fishing. You know, it's like sitting in the boat, you get a bite, you try and reel it in.
I'm going to start saying, come on, dice.
You're right. You know, it's like you gotta put off the science brain and put on your crap player brain to get these things to happen. 31. But at least we did get one back-to-back hard 10 after they were absent for so long. And certainly that fits within the description of randomness, you know. You don't know when, but they do come. But 3 hard 10s came real close together there. And with no easy. And then look, our friend the aces we haven't seen for a while shows up. So, you know, maybe the takeaway too from this could be that, yeah, randomness is randomness, but, you know, maybe there is some validity to things being due. 32. But regardless, I want to get some good rolls recorded for my theoretical bias too, so I'm just going to do the best I can, pretend I'm at the casino, and I want to do real well, so we're just going to do what we do. 642. Come on. Come on. 10 easy. It's a 10. So we got a good number of 10s with no red there. Let's keep them coming, 10s. Yeah, I made a lot of money on 10s today. Come on, 10. 4. There's the hard 4. And they were coming. Hard 4, hard 10, hard 4, hard 10. You're doing a great job, Dale. Just keep the flow going. Everything's going well. Try and catch some fish. Hard 4 back to back. Keep catching those fish, Tup. Keep catching those fish, Tup. Keep catching them. Been waiting. We had to get in the right frame of mind. Come on! What is that? 9? We can live with the 9. That did not look like anything special. But we had a hard 10 back to back and we had a hard 4 back to back, and those are the fish we were fishing for right there. Here we go. Hard 10, hard 10. 7 out. Well, at least this wasn't a total bust. We both got the graph to come back up, and we got what we were looking for, which was back-to-back hard 10, back-to-back hard 4. We got slow motion. We'll look at it later. We're going to keep rolling, and I'm going to see if I can stay in the same state of mind for more hard 4s, more hard 10s, and let's see what we can do. 9 again, high again. I will tell you this, that it is a different state of mind when I'm shooting well than when I'm trying to diagnose technical problems with the internet broadcast. That much is for certain. Ace deuce, that's my heavy, easy, ace deuce. Come on, hard 10. We need a hard 10. Come on. 41. You know, we say in the casino right there. We're halfway there, hard 10. Come on, that's a 5. Halfway there. Hard 10. Here we go. Hard 10. 6, easy, 42. Yeah. Boxes are good, but hard 10s are better. Come on, hard 10. Hard 10. That was a shitty throw. 31, that throw was totally wrong. There's no way that was going to be anything good. No way it's going to count for anything, but we got lucky with it, we'll say that. Here we go. Hard 10, hard 10, hard 10. 9 again, 9 again. We've been seeing plenty of 9s. Those are good repeaters for the do strategy chart. But let's get back-to-back hard 4s, back-to-back hard 10s. Here we go. Come on now. Hard 10, hard 10. Come on. 6 easy. Come on. We need a hard 10. Hard 10. Let's get 3 in a row. You think we could do it? 3 in a row. Aces. That's not the pair we're looking for. Alright, here we go. Hard 10. We went to hard 10. We just might get it if we can get lucky. Lucky. Yo, 11. We had a 5. We need 2 5s. Come on, hard 10, hard 10, hard 10, hard 10, hard 10, hard 10. 5 again. We're just stuck at the halfway point. Come on, hard 10. Get a hard 10. Hard 10. Let's get the hard 10. 9 again, high again. But we need a hard 10. How many hard 10s in a row could we possibly have here? Come on. 52, half of one, half of the other. Does not count. Okay. Where are we at now? Hard 8's in second place. The 42 is the most frequent occurring outcome, which is an easy number. The hard 8 is tied for the second most frequent outcome, along with hard 4 is tied with 41, hard 8, and 63. Those are the, also the 51. And we'll look at our ratios. Hopefully we made a little bit of a recovery. Our 9 ratio is looking good. Our 8 ratio is a little behind. Our 5 ratio is right exactly at what you would expect for random. The 4 ratio is a little bit behind. And the 10 ratio is still far behind. Even with those hard 10s we had in there, 10s are still, we're still only seeing half as many 10s as we would expect randomly. Okay, so we are at 140 throws. Here we go. 5, 23. So just from what's not coming, what should we expect is an easy 10. Ace deuce is in a distant last place here, which is normally our heaviest. So what's normally in the lead is in last place, which would support the whole random theory. The faces say the 4 faces heaviest, which is within my expected results, that I get more 4 faces. There's the aces. And here we go. 10 EC, that's the one we were expecting to be due. We could still see like several more of those. We've had I think 3 easy 10s out of this session, when we would be expecting twice as many. Way behind in the 10s. Oh goodness, there's a 10. The 10s are late to the party, but they did not disappear. They were just late. We really want some 10s. How about some hard 10s? Yo, 11. And it looks like we are in the profit zone. Fortunately, we are nowhere near 200 rolls. But that abysmal turn from roll 40 to 90 is history. Here we go. Come on, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. No, that's a 12. We got lucky because that was a very terrible throw. That was a 12. And Dale, don't be afraid to scoot in there. I mean, you can just really jam the camera right on top of the dice, especially if they're sticking together.
Well, they go out of frame.
8 easy, 62. We really could use a hard 10 though. If we could get us a hard 10, that would be fantastic. Hard 10, please. 10, 10. Hard 8. That's within the expected. Now our hard 8 is in the lead, as I would expect for my theoretical bias. Hard 8 is in the lead, tied with the easy 6-4-2. If we could get another hard 8 here, that would actually be within my expectations. We're a little light on the easy 8s for some reason. The hard 8 would be great. Yo, 11. Alright. Come on. That was good, good. Oh no, no, no. I thought it was a good roll. Ah, yeah, yeah. That was a good run, though, I think. The chart says we're going up. Alright, we're at 150 throws or thereabouts. We got 50 more to go to 200. I assume everybody wants to get to 200. Oh, I was hoping that would be a 10. 53, we're out on an 8. We were missing the Easy 8s. It's good to see them. It's good to see you. We missed you, Easy 8. Where you been? Oh, we've been screwing around with the ace deuce in the corner. All right, here we go. Heart 10. 6-1, no fun. We've seen plenty of the 6-1. We're missing these outside numbers, it seems. We're missing ace deuce. We're missing the easy 4. And we're kind of missing the yo, but not as much. It's ace deuce and easy 4 that are really missing. We're missing the heart 10 too, though. The box cars are kind of missing too. There's the ace deuce. So I don't know, but it's kind of interesting, the whole idea of hopping what you're missing. Kind of like the concept of betting on what's due. 52, that was not due. Cat one's in. Come on, we need a heart 10. Heart 10. Ace deuce. Catching up. I think we're about ready for a heart 8 though. 9 again. 9. 54. We've been seeing plenty of 9s. The 9 has actually probably got the most advantaged ratio right now. I think the 6 may be beating it, but there's one of the easy 6s that hasn't been coming up. Look at that, heart 10. Try and keep them. Try and keep them coming, heart 10.
Yeah.
Heart 10. Heart 10, heart 10. 12, 2 pairs in a row. Goodness, goodness. Really need this to go differently. We need more 10s, we need more 8s. Heart 8. 32. By the way, thanks so much, Dale, for helping out today.
Oh, sure.
Come on, heart 10. Easy, that's one we've been missing, is the easy 8. We need the easy 8. These 200 roll sessions seem like a pretty good number of rolls to look at expected distributions. 10, 64, that one's been missing. We really need a lot of 10s to bring the 10s up. Could be a lot more 6-4s, a lot more 5-5s. 32. You're 11 on a leaner. Who's in the lead here? Looks like Heart 8 and 51 are tied for the lead right now. Heart 8 makes sense, but the 51 should be the ace deuce. The ace deuce is still kind of trailing. Come on, Heart 8. We could use a Heart 8. 62. We've been missing Heart 8. We've been missing easy 62. That's bringing the 62 up pretty good. That's something we've been missing. And how about the 53 has been missing too. 32. Okay. And what else do we have here? What else do we have? How about a heart 10? How about like 4 heart 10s in a row? That would be awesome. I got it. Yeah, and just so you know, Dale, the reason I don't want you touching the dice, obviously it's not personal, but it's just about motor memory. That
Right.
43. All right, we're at about 160 rolls. We need to get through 40 more rolls, so I'm going to try and keep the pace going. I want to get 200 rolls here. 5-2 winner 7. Not a good number, but a good time. Came at the most opportune time, which is right after another 7. You're going to get 7s with this betting strategy. You want them back to back. 7 winner 7. Another natural front line winner. Pay the line. Alright, come on. Just bang out the, you know what, I don't even care. Let's just bang out some 7s. 9, 54. Points on 9. Alright, we got a 9 marked up. We had to blast through a couple of reds there, but such is life. Ah! Alright, we're getting killed by reds now. Let's look at our ratios since we got a bunch of reds. 19.25. We're at 31. We already lost the Supu challenge. This is pretty much a nickel-A performance in terms of occurrence of 7s. I think it's one of my worst ever. At least for the recorded rolls that I've had at home. Certainly I've done worse than this in the casino. 32 out on 5. But even if I don't get any more 7s for the whole session, we lost the Supu challenge, which is generally my expected number of 7s. So those 3 in a row just killed it. 43. Well, I went from happy to sad. We did have hard 4 back to back, and we had a hard 10 back to back.
Yeah.
Now we're just getting nothing but 7s. But at least those are coming back to back. It's not killing the graph, it's just killing the histogram. So in the casino, this wouldn't be all that bad. But given that I'm not trying to roll 7s, it's pretty bad.
Getting a few snide remarks on the.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Well, I can't read them all here. Clumps, 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 clumps. So it's not only the set that controls the outcome, but also the state of mind. Oh, I'm sorry, wasn't it? State of mind. Can you put a mask on? I think it would make things more interesting. Nothing is ever due. Strange how you're missing the outside numbers that you would normally miss on random throws.
Hard 10.
That one.
Well, I would like to remind everybody that's watching this show that although I am recording throws, my objective for this show was to get, what I really wanted to do was get, you know, I'd really like to have seen 4 hard 10s in a row or 4 hard 4s in a row. Getting them back to back was just a taste of success, but hard 4s and hard 10s is what I was aiming for. 43. And instead we got a basket full of 7s. We're at almost 180 rolls now. I think I'd have to get a lot of hard 10s in a row to make up for the frequency of reds that we've observed here. Right? If you look at the dice pyramid, that 7 is just sticking up like a middle finger.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you roll a lot of 7s, it does. It's just like somebody's flipping you off. A histogram just looks like, hey, fuck you. It's kind of funny how that works out. 6 EZ, 42. But I don't know. I don't even know if I could get a random number of 7s for this session. I think I already got more than random. Not sure. 53. I'm gonna look at the ratios. We got 6 more 7s than we should have had. 3 fewer 10s. 2 more 6s. A lot fewer ace deuces. So it's like the ace deuces, the missing ace deuces and the missing 10s turned into 7s in terms of the distributions. Should have had more ace deuces, we didn't have them, instead we had 7s. Should have had more 10s, instead of 10s we had 7s. The only thing that's ironic is that we're trying to get 10s. But it's the easy 10 that's really missing more than the hard 10. 32. But we still got a couple of hard 10s back to back and a couple of hard 4s back to back that we can look at slow-mo, and that was really the primary focus. So there was some success in that. 6-1. There's definitely no success in all these 7s. Six, 2. Yeah, I wish somebody else was shooting instead of me. Yeah, why couldn't Frank Scobleek come and done this instead of me? 7. Yeah, it's quiet in the same way it was quiet when Nicolay was here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's a lot of 7s. 62. I've rolled in the casino. I've rolled this many 7s when I didn't want them and lost big money. It's at least not that disappointing that there's no money being lost. So that's a terrible feeling when you're expecting not to roll a 7 and you roll them. That puts that back in the lead. I like to see that. I want to see more hard 8s. Yeah, screw the 7s. Let's see some hard 8s. So we got less than 20 rolls to go here, guys. Go 11.
We all have bad days.
Well, in the casino, I won a lot of money at lunch today on a lot of hard 10s. So, as far as money goes, look at that hard 10. As far as money goes, I had a good day. Real good day. So, and I also did really well in the stock market today. I made 4 figures in the stock market, sold. So, it's not a bad day. Even if my table caught on fire right now, I'd still be an okay day. That was a good release. 10, hard 10 back to back. Did you get that?
Well, this one went off frame, but I got it. I got it sitting here.
All right.
Well, if you want 3 hard table caught on fire, that would be some fire button.
Hard 10. Fire
So
Come on, hard 10 back to back. Oh, 43. But it's funny, just as I was talking about all the hard 10s, and we get 2 hard 10s back to back again. But yeah, I mean, at the casino, what I've been seeing is hard 10 back to back twice within 10 rolls. Like hard 10, a couple other things, maybe an easy 10, hard 10, hard 10.
Wow.
All within just a real short time duration. But it's interesting, we've seen 2 hard 10 back to back, even though the total number of hard 10s is 6. 6 hard 10s, but 4 of them are right next to each other. Back to back twice. Hard 10. Yeah. And we're still in the 200 rolls here, Dale.
Okay.
So it's the clumping the hard 10s. And that is what we were fishing for.
Yeah.
So even though it's like a cease, you know what another thing about at the casino today? I was also rolling a ton of 7s too. And what I was doing was I was betting in a way that I would push out on the 7, which was like a no odds. Oh, that was a terrible throw. I had a bad release. 6-5. I actually scraped my pinky against the felt as I was throwing the dice. And people talk about focus and whatever. It's like, well, what you're thinking matters. Well, you know what? When you're thinking something stupid or whatever, and you make a mistake, yeah, you have no hope. As soon as you make a mistake, you have no hope. Absolutely true. 63. You just gotta pray. I mean, that's the fortunate thing about the randomness part of the game, is sometimes it goes your way. If you make a mistake, sometimes you do get lucky. Don't bother me, cat. Come on, hard 10.
She's agreeing.
10 easy. So the hard 10 is in a tied for second place to the hard 8 in frequency. Or it's tied to the hard 8 in frequency. First place actually right now is 43. Okay, we're getting close to 200 rolls. The cat can be quiet for a little while. Hard 10. Now what about those hard 10s? What about those hard 10s? I really appreciate all that you're doing here, Dale.
Sure.
Let me focus on my rolls here. Hard 10. I got it.
See it?
Yeah, I got it. Come on, hard 10. Hard 10. Hard 10. Hard 10. 7. 43. That's our most frequent outcome right now, is the 43. But guess what? Tied with hard 10, the 43 is. Hard 10. That's what we were fishing for this whole session, was a hard 10. We got more hard 10s than anything. Getting close to 200 rolls. Alright. It's all like hard 10 and 7s. Hard 4. Let's get a hard 4 back to back now. Six one, no fun, no fun. All right, let's see what roll we're on, because we only got a few more rolls to go. 7 roll ratio is 4.77. That's like the worst I've ever had. I'm at 191 rolls. We got 9 rolls to go. Even though I got a lot of 7s, I still will be happy if I can get some hard 10s back to back before we finish up here. Hard 4 or hard 10, or hard 4, hard 10, hard 4, hard 4, hard 4, hard 10, hard 10, hard 10, hard 4. 10 easy. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. Thought that was going to be it. It was like...
There you go. Six, 3. Yeah, looking back, so when Dale and I were driving over here, I was telling Dale, I may not even want to record these rolls just so I can focus on trying to do the 10s. 10. And, given that a lot of my roll data and history and bias and all that, part of what I'm trying to do here is recreate those back-to-back hard 10s I had in the casino, but I was having a lot of 7s in the casino today, so I gave a report of what I was doing in the casino today and included references of people that witnessed, the dealers that were there that witnessed all these back-to-back hard 10s and everything. But they will also tell you that I was rolling a ton of 7s today too. And I managed to improvise, and what I did was I bet a progressive amount in the... Basically I was expecting 7, so I bet the pass line. If I didn't get a 7, then I would bet single odds and twice as much as I had on the pass line in the come. So if I rolled a 7, I would push out. I wasn't really rolling the ace deuce, the aces of the 12, just like I am here either. So I was basically betting, right as I say that, I roll a 12. But I was betting against the crap instead of the 7 on the come, with increasing come bet sizes. And then And it's all small talk and kind of irrelevant, but the point is I was rolling a ton of 7s today at the same time I was rolling those hard 10s. 51. And I think we may be close. I need to look at the hole counts here. I think we may have just hit the 200 number. Total rolls 199. One more roll. One more roll. And it'll probably be a 7, which will be fine because why not stuff them all into this session? How about a hard 10? Ace deuce. Well, that was one we needed anyway. Okay, so I'm going to write this out. 4242 set. Aaron, stick right 1. And it is saved. And I want to thank Tuck again for his assistance.
My pleasure.
And we're still recording and everything. We're going to read through some comments and may take some time to take questions and answers.
Sorry about the technical difficulties with the switcher, but we're...
Yeah, there's something with the wireless controls. The switcher doesn't like the wireless and stuff, so you know it happens. But yeah, it's just not connecting for some reason. It's fortunate that it's working well enough to at least give us a signal.
Yeah, I'm glad that was the last shot that I was on. Okay.
Okay. Secor says every time the cat meows, you get a 10. I think the cat may be influencing. Do you bring her to the casino? Super Rick says balance then dice. All right, yeah, so everybody that's still listening to the show and stuff, I'm going to swing the camera around here. We're going to have an opportunity to do some Q&A. So just so everybody knows, if you're watching right now, regular plain old telephone system works. Phone number here, and I'll type it in so you can see it, is 702-933-8997. That's the landline, all right? So 702-933-8997 if you want to call and ask questions. We'll put you on speakerphone. Works great. Comments on the thing works too. But we're not... Dale, do you need to get back at a particular time or something?
Well, we can.
So we got a few more minutes. Dale, I do have to take Dale back to his hotel, but we got enough time. If you guys want to ask some questions and stuff, please feel free to call in. And again, the phone number is listed right there. Okay, and feel free to call in. If you can't read the text, you can go full screen. It might help to read the text. And yeah, we could probably do another 10 or 15 minutes. I think Wolf said he wanted to see some. Throws, 25, some 50 throws that weren't recorded. I'm okay to do throws if he wants to try stuff and whatever. I think I verbalized this, but I have some regrets for trying to roll hard 10s and also recording that in because I was trying to roll the way I've been rolling in the casino that led to all these hard 10s being hit, and while I may have had a couple of hard 10s back to back, I had a lot of 7s too, but that's the way it goes. They still got recorded. I made the decision ahead of time to record those throws. But I guess the point there is when you're in the casino, sometimes you try different things. You put too much money behind something that you haven't really tried exactly that way before. So there's still a lesson in there. You always have to use your best judgment. But to Wolf's comment about why don't you try this set and that set, that's part of the deal, is that if you're trying to see what kind of influence you might have, especially like me, you don't have a class or something, all I'm trying to do is just roll the dice the same way every time and see what I get and then use what I get to say this is possibly a theoretical bias, and if I set the dice this way or that way, my bias would change this way. But here in this case where I'm rolling in a way like I rolled in the casino to roll all these hard tens back to back or whatever, and try and dial in a specific outcome, you know, that's not necessarily even the way that I normally throw. I'm trying to like roll a certain way until I get what I want and then keep hitting it that same way. So it's almost like a different thing entirely. But if someone has any questions, wants to talk about that, please call in, make comments on the chat session, and we can talk some more. We can talk some more about that. Also, if you have questions about, you know, the software, what these numbers mean. I know some of this is hard to read, but for our regular viewers, I want everybody to understand basically what this means. Like right here, the fact that I'm heaviest on the 4 face, that's within my expectations. Normally, I would expect to be heaviest on the hard 8, but here I was trying to roll hard 10s and I was heaviest on the hard 10. Why I got all of these 43s right here? I suck. I don't know, but you know, stating the goals ahead of time, what I'm trying to do, and then accomplishing those goals, that is a big part of the theory. And I absolutely failed on the number of 7s I rolled, but I was happy to get what was it, 2 hard 10s back to back and a hard 4 back to back.
Yeah.
So that wasn't fantastic. I would have loved to have seen 4 hard 10s, one after another, and a couple of hard 4s after that or something, but I'm relatively happy with what happened, aside from too many 7s. I'm going to be reading some comments here, so let's see what we got. 3 new messages, it says. To me, watching action of the dice in regular and slow motion, it seemed like none. If you could separate your random shots or your controlled shots, your stats might be different. Of your 200 rolls, how many did you feel like you had control or influence? After you finish with 200, could you do 25 or 50 recorded? That would be great. Okay, so Z-Core, of the 200 rolls, how many did I feel like were influenced? That's a good question, and you know, the influence isn't an on-off thing. It's, if there were a way to state theoretical influence on the dice, I think it would be a percentage. So if you just, you know, have no idea what orientation they are, and then you just shake them up and you throw them, okay, that I would say is a 0 influence. That's a 100.00% random throw. The cat, just let me see the cat here. The cat
Just needs attention.
The cat needs attention. When I'm talking on the show, the cat gets jealous, and she feels like she's being ignored. So we're going to have the cat here, okay? But in terms of what percentage of the throws are influenced, I would probably say that the percentage of each throw that is influenced is, this is just guesswork, but I would say maybe 70%. And of those, let's just say 70% that are influenced, most of those I would expect are only just marginally influenced. But part of the goal of this particular session, and I did have specific goals. I think the cat wants more than attention. She wants to go outside. Come on, cat. Part of the goals, I'm still going to be talking here, but part of the goals of the influence and part of the goals of this show was to ideally show not just influence, but ideally what I was noticing in the casino, and I verbalized a lot, and you can confirm this, I verbalized a lot of this to Dale on the way over here. What the goal of this show was to try to show multiple hard 10s back to back and or hard 4s back to back. And I stated to Dale what happened in the casino today, what happened in the casino at the California Club on Friday night, and I've listed witnesses for these things, that I was rolling hard 10s back to back, I was rolling hard 4s back to back, and I wanted to try and do the same thing and get it on video and just nail down on video to try and figure out, well, what's happening? How in the world can you roll hard 10s back to back that many times? So I didn't do hard 10s back to back 4 in a row. But at the casino today, I did hard 4, hard 10, and I was parlaying them all. And then later, I rolled, and I counted up on the form. I'll have to get back and see, but I believe it was 6 10s, 5 of which were hard 10s, within a period of about 10 to 15 rolls. I don't remember the exact number of rolls, but they was all compressed together. And you know, I did this very similar thing with 6 tens, 4 or 5 of which were hard tens at the California Club last Friday. And so what the goal of this show was to try and recreate that specific thing again of back-to-back hard tens, back-to-back hard 4s, by trying to roll the dice the same way as I remember doing it on Friday, and I remember doing it this afternoon in the casino. Just to say, well, you know what, if I could do that, and you're doing it just back-to-back like that, maybe there's something non-random about it. And what I wanted to do, and Dale, please confirm that this is what I was saying, was if I could come up with a shot or a series of shots that had some potential for not being 100% random, maybe that would be of some value. And that was really the whole point of this show. And so in that sense, you know, it wasn't, I would have liked to have had 3 in a row, I would have liked to have 4 in a row, would have been fantastic. I've never rolled any hard ways 4 in a row ever. 3 in a row is the most I've ever rolled a given hard way before in my life, okay? But if I had done 3 or 4 in a row on the show, that would have been super success. But regardless of how, we're going to go back, and I'm going to look at the hard, I'm going to look at the slow motion, and I'm going to try and see from a scientific viewpoint, those hard 10s that are back-to-back, and the hard 4s that were back-to-back that I specifically set out to do, is there anything about them that looks non-random? And that's the goal. So yeah, I had more 7s, and that's unfortunate, but you know, that wasn't the primary focus of this show. And I think the show was a success. Yeah. And I want to thank again Dale for coming on. I'm going to read on the comments a little bit more. And okay, Alan, we've all thrown hard ways back to back. Yes, right. But and people talk about this in the forum and stuff. But this was a little bit different, and Dale can confirm. This is what we set out to do on this show, was to roll back-to-back hard 10s. I don't think there was any other back-to-back pairs besides 4s and 10s. And the 4s and 10s was specifically what I was aiming to do. So that's the difference. Yes, we've all thrown back-to-back pairs. But the difference is, this particular show, I specifically set out to roll back-to-back hard 4s and back-to-back hard 10s. And I did just that 3 times. There were no back-to-back hard 6s, there were no back-to-back hard 8s, there was no back-to-back aces, there was no back-to-back 12s. Okay? But there was 2 back-to-back hard 10s and 2 back-to-back and a back-to-back hard 4. And those were what I was trying to do with a specific throw that was accomplishing the same thing in the casino this afternoon and last Friday. So that's just in response to Alan's comment that we've all thrown hard ways back-to-back, but what makes a difference was that's what I was trying to do on the show.
Not to mention the hard 10s were.
Not to mention, yeah, the hard 10s were the most frequent outcome too. Yeah. And this was posted on the forum too. For anybody that thinks like, oh, big deal, we all rolled back-to-back hard ways. It wasn't just any hard weight; it was the hard 10. So I'm gonna look at some more of the comments. Yeah. Yeah, and about Alan's comments about recording only the shots that I felt were controlled versus the shots that I didn't feel were controlled. That's a really valid comment, and I've thought about that. In fact, I've thought about when I record my throws, first of all, I need to do left die versus right die and use 2 different colored dice, which I'm not doing. That's the most important improvement. But after I start doing that, I'd also like to record, you know, what part of the back wall did it hit? Did one or more of the dice come up short? You know, did the dice bounce? You know, what was the apparent correlation in the way the dice bounced? Do they bounce very similarly and bounce, you know, in the same path, or did one go this way and one went that way? Or so all of this data that's not being recorded right now, to have that digitally in a database would be very helpful. And so those comments about only recording the throws that I thought were controlled, I guess what I'm suggesting is the direction I'd like to go is record all of the data, including how much control along a variety of different factors. So instead of just punching in 2 numbers, hopefully I can real quickly punch in a bunch of numbers that's like, okay, this was the outcome of the left dice, this was the outcome of the right dice, this was the correlation factor, this is how it bounced, this is how it came up short or not. You know, did someone say 7 before the roll, and anything else that I think might be relevant. But yeah, just recording the data so that later you could say, okay, give me all the data. Now give me all the data that I thought had this much or more control. Now give me all the data that came up short, and so forth and so on. So you can slice it and dice it in a different way rather than just like omitting roles that you felt didn't have control. Instead, just say, how much control did you have for each and every role, along with other data. That's more the longer term project. Right now I got to start with just doing left die and right die, but I'll keep improving that as I go along. Dale, did you have anything that you'd like to add, or anything that you'd like to comment on?
No, thanks everybody for watching. You know, it's been a lot of fun, and you know, look forward to the next show.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and call it a night unless anybody's got any more questions. Z-Core says, thanks for the show, Aaron. I appreciate your effort, even though slow-mo showed random each time. And yeah, you know, we all saw it together. And just, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to sell anything. This is like just, I want to know just like everybody else. But yeah, those results definitely looked random so far. I'm still going to nail in on some of those back-to-back hard 10s and hard 4s and stuff. And again, I want to thank Dale for coming in and doing all the recording so I could focus on my throws. And that's a wrap, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.